Hey guys, welcome back to more Let's Play Rogue Galaxy. Last time we fixed a broken gun. And that's basically it. I also went over some stuff with the drop rates, and we talked about combining weapons, and well, after fixing said broken gun, it has the added effect of being the unlocking point where there are now more weapons available when we go back to jobs. So we're going to pick up some things, and I've managed to accumulate just enough money to do so. So we're going to get 2 Shining Horn. We are going to pick up Serious Claws. We're going to pick up 2 of those. And what else we got? We have Violet Stars. We want 2 of those. And that's it for here. The other ones are going to... Oh, nope. Sorry. The Wanderlust Bow? No, the Terraba. Spoilers! The character that was in our party at one point, that we still have their gear from in our inventory, might come back. Hint, hint, nod, nod. Only pick up 1 of these. And the only other item we need to purchase is available at the shop that I didn't go to at the end of the last episode. Now, in between episodes, I went and I gave myself kind of a hard cap. I was going to farm looking for smileys until I ran out of available levels for some of the stuff, and which basically meant that all of those weapons that are not the Shining Horns I just bought were all that I could use up until I was basically done. So I gave myself a set amount so I didn't just farm forever. And so that's new. Making sure everyone's got new gear on. Pretty sure I put on a new one of those. I did. I believe you need new weapons. You do. So we'll give you your claws there. And you also need new boots. So let's put those on as well. So yeah, like I said, I didn't go over the top with the amount of grinding that I did. However, I got lucky. You only need 6 in the game, and don't remember off the top of my head how many we find. One moment. We do find 5 of them throughout the game, so we will be fine. We've already added 1 of those to our collection. So we'll end up getting 4 more, so we have more than we're going to need for the rest of the game, so I don't need to worry about when and where I use these. And yeah, this is another random rare item that I got. It's not particularly useful right now, but it's there. We're still going to need more Myriad Branches. The magic lipstick that we got in a treasure chest actually has its highest drop rate from any enemy in the game, from an enemy that I believe we're going to encounter, or we've already encountered. Let's take a look at the battle recorder and take a look. We have not... Either that or it's this one. I don't remember. There's the Moo. Let me see again. How is that spelled? Because spelling is hard. I spelt it differently in my spreadsheet, so I'm not 100% sure. We will see in due time. But yeah, there is an enemy that has a 10% drop rate on those magic lipsticks, and we are going to need some of them. They're never available in shops. We need 6. We find 5 of them in chests throughout the game, but we are going to want to pick up some now, just so that we have them at an earlier point for the flow. Speaking of the flow, let's take a look here. This is an interesting one. Wind Up. It's never really properly explained if this only affects the wind element of your physical attacks, or if this applies to things like Desert Wind. I am going to see if I can test this out, not particularly scientifically, but I'm just going to use it once, level it up, and then use it again and see if that works. Anyway, now that we have enough star earrings, let us activate the best ability in the game, bar none, Illusion Sword. Illusion Sword is absolutely broken. Whirlwind is not so great. I'm not going to get that right. This requires a mushroom, which I do not have. We do need to get some of those mushrooms while we're around here. What else we got here? We can get some fire resistance for you. Here we can get attack up. I found enough rubies now. I got lucky enough with some of them. So I'm going to activate this as well. It's going to increase your physical attack power, which you can't say no to, especially on a physical fighter. He can't get his next one. I'm going to hold off on the Medusa locks. Maybe? I am kind of going to want this. So you know what? I am going to use this. And I'm going to use a diamond as well. And lightning is going to be your all-targeting spell, which is going to make my life a lot easier now that I have this. And Kisala, we can activate Star Charm. Finally, we have everyone with all targeting spells. We are no longer required to just deal with the one that we have access to. Use an ancient scroll here. And let's see, don't have that yet. Angel's Kiss. I know I'm gonna need a lot of these. I'm gonna hold off for now, but I know I'm gonna need more of them. I am going to use this one on lightning resistance, not for the ability itself, but because I believe it activates Starshine. And again, got lucky with the rubies, so we can activate this. This is another all-targeting spell for her, so she now has 2 of them. I don't need to worry about any of these other things right now. Steve, I don't think Steve had anything else I wanted to learn, did he? Not really. Nothing yet. Over here, we have Galanamine? Sure. We want to activate this as well. Again, don't need to worry about this one quite yet if you're not there. This one will be quite valuable in time. We can't level up a lot of the level 2s of anything at this point, and there's still not a lot of good reason to do these. And I'm starting to find other uses for those, whatever they are, snow crests. So I'm going to hold off on that. This ability is an energy drink that raises all allies' attack and defense power. It raises it by a lesser amount than the Drunken Burst that we got through Zegrim, but it does both defense and offense, so it still has its uses. All right, Star Charm is Holy Elemental, has the ability to inflict fusion, and hits all enemies. Starshine is fire-based and hits all enemies and can inflict burn. Lightning resistance, they'd have different levels. I don't know off the top of my head how much each one contributes, but it doesn't really matter. Lightning is Lightning Elemental, go figure, and can inflict stun, I believe that is, and is his all-targeting one. It uses a lot more AP to make up for the fact that his magic stat is lower, so it kind of balances out a little bit. And attack up does exactly what it says it does. Illusion Sword enables long-distance projectile energy attacks using the sword. Holy Elemental, it cannot be stacked with Flash Sword, but it doesn't need to be. There are so many ways that this thing is broken, and we will get into it in due time. First, we are going to head back to the waterfall and talk to this guy. Go take a look at your items as well. All right, we can buy some resurrections if we feel we need them. We're good on those for now. We're good on recharge drinks. Definitely don't need those. Stamina extracts, you need quite a few for the flow. If you want to pick up some, you can. But don't worry, I believe they're unlimited at the next shop we go to. Diamonds. If I had the extra money, I would buy them here. You can buy some diamonds, some ruby, some lapis lazuli, which we absolutely will be picking up before we leave here. And don't worry about the milk or the peppers too much. You might want to grab an extra 1 or 2. But the important bit is the warrior's hatchet. We want one of those. And I'm almost out of money. Okay, I have enough for the lapis lazuli, so I'll buy that. If you need more diamonds, you can go back to the Rhizus Swamp, which is the very first shop that we found in the game. Or not in the game, in this area. And let's see here. Yeah, so go back here, and the guy's just up a little bit of a ways, and you can buy 3 diamonds from that guy. If you go to the Riverside teleporter, you can buy Jerican coffee beans if you still feel you need some. Like I said, we'll have access to them. We don't really need to do that. Ultra spicy peppers are available both here as well as in the village if you want to pick up those. But we're all out of money now. So let's go kill some stuff. And by kill some stuff, I mean let's go continue on with the game a little bit. There we go. We have a question mark. Giant waterfall make it nigh impossible to climb. How did the other people that were supposedly chasing down climb this? I know this is the question every RPG doesn't want to answer, but yeah, it's nonetheless the same issue here. Free shot. There's still a question mark above my head. The waters have stopped flowing, but it's too slippery to climb. Some kind of foothold is necessary. And monography shot to the rescue. I like the stacking of mechanics. Give us 2 different abilities. We need both of them in order to climb up. Now, I'm not particularly sure why we need to freeze it if we're just going to use the monography shot. Maybe it doesn't work otherwise, but the game has not indicated that. So yeah, we can platform to our heart's content. Just go left and right. Do not try and go too much up and down. Okay, maybe you have to do it a little bit. But, hello, treasure chest. Can I open this, please? We get the jungle coat, which is our first piece of equipment that is actually going to change what our character looks like. It's only equipable on Jaster. And you'll notice when we change our equipment, our defensive status goes from resistant to wind to resistant to fire. And it does change our defense by 1 point or 2 points. The amount of defense difference is negligible. The elemental affinity will change where you'll want to use it. But as far as a costume goes, it's not a bad costume for me. I don't mind this one at all. Some of them are better than others. But yeah, if you fall while platforming, it's a long way down. Luckily, the game has no fall damage, but just kind of be aware of it. Now we're going to turn on fast forward because swimming is slow, just like everything else in this game. We got that treasure chest. We got that treasure chest. Now the interesting thing about the top of the waterfall here, there's people up here. I don't know if they just swam up or what the hell they did, but not on your side, huh? It's kind of weird. It's the whole nature of how there's people up here. The fact that there's almost no monsters to encounter right away. Snow crest, which is nice. Be very careful around this area. I have a lot of farming left to do, and if you go too far up here, it'll activate a cutscene, and you will not want to do your farming afterward. So what I'm going to do is I don't need to change slots. Actually, no, I do want to change slots. What am I talking about? We're going to do that, save to make sure that doesn't happen. And then we're basically just going to run around here. There's a new enemy that's pretty much only encountered here. And you're really limited. Like, don't go much beyond where I've gone up here. Or that cutscene will start and you will be stuck. Shadowwood, I got it on my first attempt. What the hell? This is the rarest enemy in the entire game. It is only encounterable basically right here. And it comes in very low quantities. And it is the bane of everyone's existence who has tried to max out anything in this game. Let's show off our new abilities. Lightning. Okay, we took him down. I'm gonna go grab these. Go. I like having my weapons all the same so that they all level up at the same time because it makes my life a lot easier in the long run. We will show off some of our other abilities here as well. The reason why I'm running up and down the left side is based on a lot of the research that I did looking into running into these guys. It seems to be more common kind of where the shadows meet. And I never really understood what that meant because there's a section a little bit later on that we can't get to yet that we could run in and out of a shadowed area. The only other shadowed area is literally right along the edge where the shadow of the side of the wall and the plant seem to have a bit of a cast of shadow, but I don't know if it helps or not. Kasala. Let's go for Star Charm first. Now, the other thing to watch out for is make sure that when you're fighting battles around here, that you run Jaster back down here when the battles are almost over. Because if you end up too high up there, thank you for the nice rare drop, then you will end up triggering the cutscene automatically coming out of the battle, and we do not want that. So yeah, you're going to notice me abusing the crap out of save states around here in case I run up too far or anything like that. And I'm not going to show forever of me running around here doing this on screen. I'm just trying to demonstrate some of the other abilities that we have. So let's go and show off Starshine. And then, yeah, basically I have Jaster hide down here, finish off my enemies, and that's pretty much it. So, no, that's not what I want. I need to organize that at some point. Battle recorder. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the enemy that has a high chance of dropping the magical lipstick is this guy. And the enemies in particular, I might as well go over this now so we can talk about where a lot of these enemies are located since we've kind of begun already. The Shadowwood is the rarest enemy in the entire game and is only encounterable here. And you have no real reason to stay at this point, so I don't know why they did that. According to one of the walkthroughs, you can find it along the river as well, which is in the path to the altar, which is the section of the jungle that we're in now. I never found them there. I only ever found it here. This guy is apparently everywhere on the path to the altar. This guy is apparently along the waterfall, which I would assume would be the bottom of the waterfall since you don't get any encounters on the way from the top of the waterfall to the area that I'm currently in. It's only available here. And apparently near the altar as well, which according to this information, is basically where we are. We're right near the end. Let's see here if we open up the map. Yeah, the star's right there. We're pretty close to the altar. And let's see, what else? The red spiders are pretty much everywhere. You will max them out long before you max out anything else. The stingers are also in most places, though according to this, it's along the river and as well as along the water's edge right around here. It's really weird the way that this game kind of creates encounter zones for these enemies because it's not indicated to the player anywhere other than just by playing and by chance. This one here is along the river and along the waterfall. Again, I'm assuming along the waterfall indicates the bottom of the waterfall, kind of at that dead end there. The Blue Thunder, which we've almost maxed out on, they are encountered in dead ends. I also found the path from the four-way. Let's see here. Can I see it from here? I can see it from the four-way there. Again, we'll use Jaster's Head. No, that's not the four-way. Where's the four-way? There's the four-way. Basically, from Jaster's Head and up toward the village, I found in this little section here, I'd seem to encounter the Blue Thunders alongside with the Much enemies, which are the mushrooms, and killer bees. I usually find them in groups along there. So keep that in mind if you're interested in that. Basically, you want to max out what you can and get some of the drops that we're looking for around here. Now, like, I still need to find some Muches. They're the ones that have the chance of dropping the Dream Mushroom. They also have a lower chance of dropping Magic Lipstick, but we definitely want to find some more of those. Let's see, let's go back to the Maui Maui. I found them on the path to the spring, which is where I said I was going to farm for the Smileys. The Piranhaites are basically creekside, riverside, spring, all on the earlier side of things. Basically, anywhere near water, you're likely to run into them. The stump enemies are basically everywhere. As you can see, I've already got tons of them. Don't worry, you'll find them. The gorillas, you find them everywhere. They're not in the spring, but they're everywhere else. The mushrooms are available near the village, as I was indicating. What else we got here? Bees. Again, basically any source of water is where you're going to find them. The Smileys, according to this path to the spring, which is where I farm them, Creekside, and dead ends. So you could find some dead ends, but there's other enemies you can find on the path to the spring, such as the Maui Maui enemies. And you're going to... The Maui Maui enemies only have a 1% drop of the star earrings, but I did manage to get some from them. So it is possible. And last but not least, Horrorwood. These guys are the path to the spring, but they're also everywhere. You shouldn't have too much trouble finding them. Pretty much every enemy in this area has a chance of dropping something that we need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to battle around here for a little while, and we will pick up the rest of the episode in a little bit. Basically, we're going to work on a lot of the weapons that we have. So I'm going to battle around until I basically need to show you me swapping up some weapons. Speaking of which, I might as well do some of it now. So let's do some of this now. Why did I go to the float? What am I doing? I have no idea what's going on. Why is my brain like this? All right. My natural instinct is to go to combine, but let's go analyze first and make sure we're analyzing as many things as we can. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I did all of those already. And I'm pretty sure I did all of those already. So we'll quit that. And we'll go back to combine. So here we have one of these guys. And one of these guys. And because I am OCD as all hell, I'm going to make a save state in case I screw this up. I finished the last episode, went back and double checked to make sure I didn't screw anything up. Thought I screwed it up, scrambled around trying to figure out if there was a way around it, only to realize that I didn't screw it up. So that's a good sign, maybe. Not good for my my stress levels, but there's that. All right. So we want to combine the same thing twice here. Creating a body arms. Now the combination for doing the exact same thing again will be the same weapon. However, this probably won't have the same symbol at the end of it. So yeah, this one is...
I call a masterpiece.
Is that Sigma? I can't remember. And this one's just a random plus Sigma. I don't know. I don't know if that's Greek as well. My Greek is not great. The next combo I would like to do is those two. We're also going to do these guys as well as the glaives here, since we can. So Cosmo and Pirate's glaives. I'll make sure to leave the card up on screen there so you can see what exactly I'm working on, just because the stupid frog is in the way. Final Blues Omega.
Now that's what I call a masterpiece.
And here we're going to do the Diabolic Shredder and the Iron Demon. And you'll notice as you start to do this more and more that the required level of the items that you create will also be important, not only for what
Now
it,
that's what I call a
whether you're able to actually use it or not, but also because you can create the same item with a different level requirement. And if you create the wrong thing with the wrong combination, you will end up getting lost on this grand path that I have laid out for you guys. So if you want to follow along with this path, make sure that you're saving ahead of time and try not to screw up. These guys are going to be paired next. These guys can be paired now. We want to pair a Gust Shuriken and another Gust Shuriken. And this is where I can demonstrate that certain weapons are going to have the same name, but a different level requirement.
Voila.
Okay, my bad. I was thinking I misread my notes. I was thinking that the Bolt Shuriken here was the same as this, but this is level 11 and this is level 7. I was wrong in this case, but my point remains. You have to be careful. Anyway, so I have a bunch of new weapons to work with now. I'm going to fight around a bit. And what else can we go over before we move on? Okay, here's a challenge battle. Might as well show this off since I couldn't figure out anything else that I really wanted to talk about. I believe this was with Jaster alone. Or just alone in general. Not particularly challenging of a fight. But we got that, and I do want to show off a illusion sword. I never got a chance to do that before. So we'll show that off, and basically, I'm going to do a bunch of stuff off screen. So let's go activate illusion sword here. What this does is it makes your attack ranged and faster. In addition to that, well, that status effect is from my weapon. If you're close to the enemy, you might have noticed that. Let's activate it one more time. Illusion sword. If you're close to your enemy, you end up doing way more damage, but it double hits, as you can see with that one. You get 2 hits in because the projectile is a hit and the sword is a hit. Now in addition to that, it also raises the base power of the attack by quite a bit. So now you can see why this is so easily the best ability in the entire game. The most damage you're going to get in terms of single targeting enemies down is going to be with your physical attacks, usually buffed up with something. Combining something like Illusion Sword with something else like Lightning here. Usually the Stingers can drop a Myriad Branch, or they have a decent chance of it, so I kind of like to kill them and try and get that drop. Usually while I'm out here farming the Shadow Woods. Now, I'm not going to go out of my way to farm all of the Shadow Woods, but a lot of the enemies that appear around here are the newer ones that I haven't maxed out yet. And then, of course, some of these guys as well. So we're going to get that back up there. Back off. We don't trigger things. But yeah, combining something like Illusion Sword with Drunken Burst, and you end up doing so much more damage than you otherwise would, that it's almost broken. And by almost, I mean it's probably broken. With that being said, there is an element to boss fights where I could use like physical buffs and Illusion Sword, and that's pretty much the go-to strategy for the rest of the game in 90% of fights. So I could do that, and I probably will demonstrate each boss, where applicable, 2 different times. The first one, I will show the challenge that the boss can have and how to overcome it. Second time, we'll be slaughtering it with illusion sword. There are some situations where I'll just go illusion sword and say, we're not sitting around here waiting anymore. It's tedious. I don't want to do it. And just move on. Star Shine here. Ow. Yeah, I said status effects don't seem to happen from weapons too often. It depends on the enemy's resistances as well. So let's take a look here. This has the Paralyze effect. Paralyze is probably one of the better effects to have, and this also has paralysis. So he's basically a paralysis machine. All right. Healing in. So yeah, basically what I'm going to do in between episodes, do quite a bit of fighting, level up a little bit. I am currently, that's not the right thing to show off, levels. Currently level 19, level 18. I'll gain some levels. I don't have a specific amount, but basically I'm going to be working on the battle recorder, trying to max out some of these new enemies here. I'm not going to go out of my way to get the Shadow Woods, but while I'm here fighting a lot of the new ones, the Stingers are here, the Red Spiders are here, the Cactuses are here, but not common. The Shadows are here, even the Moo-Moos are here. So I'm basically just going to do some of my grinding here, and then when I get bored of running around this area, I will probably leave. I do have to find these guys as well. They are further down. Blue Thunders are done. So I have the mushrooms to finish off from before, and that's pretty much it. That's the old cactus, not the new cactus. So yeah, we've made really good progress. I probably won't be around fighting too much. How are my items doing? Let's see, I need some feathers, some Medusa locks. We'll move that over here so that I know what I'm looking at. Let's see here. We probably need some more of these branches, to be quite honest. We've got a decent amount, but they're an easy enough drop. So I would recommend picking up more of them. The magic lipstick, that's kind of an important one. Like I said, the best place to drop it in the entire game is basically here. It's those weird enemies. Let's see, we get 5 over the course of the game. We need 6 total. I want to pick up a couple of extra ones. You don't need a huge amount. And by 5 left in the game, I think I calculated that up to chapter 8. For those of you familiar with the game, chapter 8 is when everything expands, and a lot of the time you need certain equipment by that point, and that's when you can start doing a lot of the side content, which I basically want to tackle, not necessarily all at once, but I want to tackle it as much as I can. Okay, why? It's weird. You guys don't see that, do you? I don't know if you see that. I think you hear that, but you don't see it. Whenever I select my notes on the other page, because I have 2 monitors set up, my start menu overlays over top of my game, and the way I have my setup is it's not really supposed to continue recording that, because it's not necessarily full screen anymore, but it is. So I'm glad it is, because it makes it less of an issue on me. By the way, I didn't really go over it at the time, but we're going to need 8 of those silver bangles, and the best place to get them in the game, it's only a 4% drop, but it's in chapter 1 when we're on Rosen. The statue dogs have the best drop rate for them. You can, like I said, you get 9. We only need 8. I got a few drops, so I'm probably good. But just so you know, if you ever need to farm them again, that's where you would head back to. What else do we have here? What else did I need? I still want to get some Ho-Ho feather drops. I haven't gotten any yet. I just have the ones that we picked up from that treasure chest. So pick up some of those. Some Medusa locks. I think I've only gotten one to drop so far, so I'll want to get at least one more. Not more. What else? We haven't even found dream mushrooms yet. They're a 5% drop, and I haven't gotten any. I want at least 3 before I leave, so I might have to spot farm them later. Magic lipstick. We only need 1 right now, and I did get that, I believe, but I'd like to get at least 1 more. Myriad branches, as many as you can get, because we're going to need a lot of them. Pirate's Grog is a 2% drop rate, and I believe it's from the gorilla enemies. So you're going to want to try and find them. They're everywhere in the first half of the area. So go and find them. You're going to want a couple of those now. Spirit Bell, we already handled. Star Earrings, we've already handled. And the Queen Bee Stinger, we need 14 total between Flow and Factory. We only needed to pick up 2 for now, and we got more than enough of those, so I'm not going to worry about those too much. But yeah, I am going to want to try and find specific ones. Yeah, we got 6 of these. That's very nice. Not all of the ones we need, but enough that we will make do. But yeah, like I said, I've milked the hell out of this episode. We fought a bunch of enemies, went over a bunch of things, but didn't really get anywhere. Kind of like the previous episode. We fixed a gun last time. This time, we walked up a waterfall. There's a lot of extra stuff you have to do in this game if you want to get any. Now, again, you don't have to do any of this. You can skip through all of it. We can bypass all of it, and instead of grinding stuff out, you can just basically walk through the game and kill stuff with whatever you can find and buy. I like going over, combining stuff. I like showing off how to finish all the side quests and do all of like kind of the bonus content in the game. So I'm going to show it all off, but like I said, you don't have to. It's one of the reasons why when it comes to boss fights, I will show the illusion sword setup, which will make it really easy, and an alternative setup, which will be harder, more difficult, take longer, but it will be more indicative of people who have not done as much grinding as I have. So yeah, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.